Hey everyone, Isaac here. Welcome back to my channel where I keep it real by sharing with you the ups and downs of my trading journey. Today I've got some exciting update that I managed to grow my account by 9% trading in the US. And this is an account that I started on slightly above 15,000 US dollars. Now, I'm going to share with you the highs and the lows and some of the lessons that I have learned. Now, so for context, because I just want to make sure that you understand that investing or trading in the financial markets comes with risks, but also rewards if you understand what you are doing. But I am an economist. I am a graduate from the University of British Columbia and University of Zimbabwe. So that kind of gives me an advantage in terms of understanding how the markets work. But there are three things that I've learned, and I want to highlight before I even start to show you the trading strategies and my account and how I've been able to grow it so far. Now, the first thing is when I'm trading, I spend 2024, the greater past, I was just observing specific securities, how they move. For example, that the equities market in the US and the volatility index, they tend to move in opposite direction. And then learning some of the securities that I now trade and observing, backtesting the data to kind of like understand, to say, will this work in the real trading situation? And now, once I observed that, backtested the data, and then starting small. And once I realized that some of my strategies are being profitable and how to manage risk, that's when I started to trade real money. Now, why am I explaining this? I'm explaining this because sometimes a lot of people, when they see this, they may assume that it's all easy, and I've been making effort and time researching this. So if you want to learn more about this, feel free to hit me up so that we can talk more about that. Now, I like to talk about personal finance and money so that other people can also share their experiences. And in this case, this is strictly my experience, what I'm learning, and in the process, some of the highs and the lows, like I said. But this video is supposed to be taken as for educational purposes only. It's not supposed to be taken as investment advice. Now, you see that on Friday, I actually closed my position on this account just to make sure that, because you are seeing this video on Monday, there's Trump inauguration, and I don't know how the market is going to rally. Trading is a game of probability. Now, what do I mean by that? When I take a position, I will be believing that from my understanding of the technical and fundamental analysis, I will be saying, okay, maybe the probability of this trade to be profitable by this much is going to be maybe 90%, and versus maybe 10% of it being able to fail. And I say this because trading losses are guaranteed, but what is important is to manage those losses. So I actually had my first loss, and my win rate has been almost 94%, and I'll show you the statistics in a second. So these were my trades that I did on Friday. That was on the 17th of January, and this is for the past 30 days, almost. Now you can see that last week I had about 1,775 Canadian dollars. That was the profit that I had, which was like slightly, which was 8%. And now you can see that is almost 9%. And I recorded my first loss, which was $55.45. And the reason why I took this loss is that with the US president being coming into office, President Trump, I don't want to kind of like bet when there are very situations like that can move the market in a big way. Because if I am wrong, it means that let's say if the equities market S&P 500, for example, moves by 5-6%, right? It means the VIX that I usually trade, and I had a position at about 800 shares, it might probably move even more. So that means if you don't have a stop loss, your loss might be amplified. But if your trade then goes in, the probability is right, then that means you can possibly make a lot of money. But for me, I kind of like to manage the risk, to get in and get out. If I make $100, $200, $300, or $400, $500, or whatever the small amount in a managed way, that's my strategy. So you will see that now this is where we are. And I like to journal my trades. So you can see that these are all the trades that I took on this, and you can see that these are some of the trades that I took. And for me, you can see that I have been winning almost all the trades that I've taken in this account. So you can see that the profit so far in US dollar terms, but there might be some differences in terms of decimals and rounding off errors. But these are the statistics, and you can see what I want to increase here. You can see that I'm risking $1 to make $1, which is a little bit kind of like on the edge. But the way that I trade, I like to be consistent, right? And if I manage to do that, you can see that this account is actually growing quite well. And these are some of the fees. And again, I'm just rounding this off because my broker, they provide all that information. So when I do my taxes, I'm just gonna have those exact details. So you can see that here, out of the 16 trades that I made, I only lost one. And the reason why I closed that, the market didn't move as I expected. So I just wanted to exit. So I took that small loss, which was about 56 Canadian dollars, as you have seen. And this is just me documenting this. And if you convert this money to US dollars, it means I've managed to grow this account by almost 1,500 US dollars. Now, these are the trades that I took. I took this screenshot from my broker. You can see that I exited at this point after market because I saw that the VIX, it actually moved up the ETF that I trade, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get out and wait from the sideline. And this way, the technical analysis for the week, you can see that the UVXY ETF that I was trading mostly, it was on this level, and I started kind of like accumulating shares. I think that was around this region, right? And basically, I am betting that if the market drops, I'm going to potentially make money. Now, I will go in the technical details if you like to know more about that, but I do some analysis to say this is the supply and demand zone, and I have some entry levels that I do. But the purpose of this video was to just update you. Now, this week, there's gonna be the inauguration. This is today that you are seeing this video, but these were the data for this past week, and it basically means that the US economy was very strong, right? It was robust. This was last week. And this week, when you are seeing this video, you see that there's gonna be this data. So I'm just gonna see Monday, the stock markets, US stock markets, they will be closed. That's today when you're seeing this video, and I'm gonna see how the markets go. The way that I make money is I make money if the market is going up or down. If the market is going down, I am trading equities, right? And if the market, equities market goes up, that means the VIX is going to drop, and I can potentially get in and hold. And then if the market drops, I make money, right? And now if the VIX goes up, I take the profits, I then generate money by trading equities. So that's something that I've been observing. So if you want to learn more about that, let me know. But basically, I do technical analysis. I look at what's really going on, and I have some levels that I look into. And now I believe that since the incoming administration has a lot of policies, I don't know how many executive orders will be signed today. So that's why I'm just staying out. So Tuesday is going to be epic in the markets. Either way, I'm going to be closely monitoring what's going on. But the most important thing that I've learned is that it's very important to manage risk. I had to take this loss for like $56. Why? Because it's better for me in that case, because if I'm wrong, I don't want to lose money in a big way. So I want to make, if I can make, now it's 9%, in 30 days. I want to grow my account. If it's 1%, 2%, every time that I trade, you see that if you say you are making, let's say, 9%, you multiply by 12. If you say 9 by 12, 9 by 10 is 90. So it's at least almost more than 90%. So what that means is I will have almost doubled my money, right, in a year. So if I can do that, replicate that consistently. Now, I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do, right? But I hope that these ways that I've been trading will work out that way. But trading, losses are guaranteed. So the key thing is to manage those risks. So that's why it's very important to master the emotions and also having a trading plan. For me, I like to get in and get out, and I'm happy to leave money on the table. But also, I don't like to trade with the idea that I want to make this amount of money. No, I will see what the market will give me. So I'm not in a rush to make a lot of money, but if I do, that's great. So that's how I manage my risk. I want to control my emotions, do my technical analysis, and do fundamental analysis. That means I like to know what's going on in those securities that I'm trading. If I'm trading NVIDIA, do they have earnings? Is there any data that's going to affect the market in a big way, like I said? So usually on those events, on extreme events, I like to get in after I've factored in all the information, like in that case. If the market is going to rip up in the equities market on Monday, that means the VIX is going to drop even further. For me, that would be an opportunity if it retraces to some levels that I believe like, well, this level is good. But if the VIX is going to spike up, that means I'll have opportunities in the equities market. So either way, I make money if the market goes up or goes down. I don't really care as a trader what really goes on in the short term. What I want is to just take a small cut of what's going on. After all, I'm a small retailer. So now, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you do. And if you want to learn more about trading in the financial markets, particularly the Canadian and the US stock markets, feel free to hit me up so that we can talk. And I'm very happy to have a conversation. And by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. What I do is to just share my experience like I'm doing here for educational purposes. May you have a wonderful week, and I'm looking forward to making money in Trump 2.0 administration. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.